Bobo and Charlie Working Underground by Paul McCann. After the double wedding, Bobo and Charlie started taking care of the new business, Better Homes for You. They had built up a good reputation in the building game after their first project home was a big success, and now they were about to launch their building of underground homes for a futuristic place and time. An underground desert city concept, which was a clever idea from a group of entrepreneurs who were addressing climate change, living and engaging and providing an answer for the above ground temperatures that would be unbearable to live with in the future. And every day Bobo and Charlie, they were busy with new designs and making conference calls to all the crew around the country. One afternoon, while they were drawing up a new lifestyle change home design, Charlie said, "Bobo, I was thinking about all the heat and that stuff that's been predicted for the planet, and, how we're busy building homes for people and all." Bobo looked at Charlie with intrigue and he replied, "Yeah, Charlie, that's right. It's a big job." Charlie took a deep breath and said, "Well, it's only like half the things we need to do because there's many other things that nobody's considered." Bobo was a bit focused now and listened to what Charlie said. So when Charlie says, how we're building homes for people? Well, what about a sanctuary for plants and animals and stuff? Bobo said, "Charlie, you know what? That's brilliant." Charlie said, "Oh, Bobo, we have to tell them soon before it's too late. Imagine if there's a nuclear war tomorrow, then all the plants and animals would be extinct. There'd be none left for the future." Without wasting another second, Bobo made a phone call to the Sunken City project leader and told him what Charlie had just said. It was warmly accepted, and new plans were now ongoing to be drawn up to include animals and plants and sanctuaries underground where they could be nurtured and looked after. The challenge to ensure and sustain life underground was being met, and now animals and plants were going to be part of that plan by constructing the resources to sustain animals and plants for the future generations of the earth. The committee were very happy with the way things were going, and in particular, the great work Bobo and Charlie had been doing. Better Homes for You was doing very well with the new age people who wanted to live out their lives as the first of the sunken city community on the planet. Their homes that they had already built were being used by miners and their families, and they were specially designed with many devices and amenities for underground living. The most incredible innovation was soon to be made public, which was the very first underground transport system linking underground train stations and underground car parks with automatic computer-driven vehicles provided for the residents of Sunken City. Most of the underground tunnels were completed, and the first of the underground shopping centres were being constructed. The reality of the first ever underground community of people living underground was happening. The Future Transport Plan project for underground train network linking all other underground communities around the country had a vision to link the surface as well to the underground system, with the first ever computer-driven carriage systems available, commutable with new power sources developed by the electrical engineering systems, commutable with the new power source developed by electrical engineers and planners who had experimented with new fusion of solar acceleration that could be stored within batteries to power the carriage engines and continually through a stored underground transportable system that could be stored eternally in rechargeable engines that were driving the transfusion into a transmission of magnified impact of the sunlight that was drawn into these solar sun stations from the surface, then channeled through underground substations to power the entire community in a grid that had never been thought about before. The sunken cities would soon be the new foundation for futuristic life, where people would exist living comfortably beneath the surface with everything they would need to maintain their daily lifestyle, as well as having a projection from the scorching temperatures that could very well make life impossible on the surface of the earth. Then, the other thought was also a safe place for people, should ever a nuclear war happen. Bobo and CharlIe and their future families would be given the opportunity to be part of the work, and by building homes for many in a new world, this job had become much bigger than they ever imagined it would ever be. As time passed, Bobo and CharlIe had become fathers, and their company grew to become a huge success, employing tradesmen to work for better homes for you, with honesty, with pride, and with innovation. Maria's aging father was now living with Bobo and Maria in their modern underground home in Sunken City. CharlIe and Maria and their 4 children lived next to Maria and Bobo, and they were all happy and secure in their new underground home. This new alternative way of life had created a better future for many people all over Australia, and other similar communities around the world were now considering their own underground communities. The transition from surface life to below underground life at first was awkward and uncertain. However, the promise of a safer environment became a thread of strength that added commitment to everyone in Sunken City. Everyone living underground were modern-day pilgrims for the future. The ethos of a safer world, living in peace together in a futuristic place in an underground desert city, was an inspiration for New Age living that symbolized hope for the whole human race. New foundation stones with frameworks for a future world allowed the human race to continue to exist in the face of global warming and a nuclear war. The dream was achieved like a metaphor for adjusting to Mother Nature, ever-changing environment, and the fear of a war that could destroy the human race once and for all. With new seasons of life now on the planet beginning to happen everywhere. The end.